In the golden age of American industrial glory, when names like Ford and Chevrolet echoed across factories and highways, there were two brothers whose brilliance built part of that empire, yet whose legacy was nearly erased by tragedy. This is the story of John and Horace Dodge, two determined brothers from humble beginnings who shaped Detroit's automobile revolution. They weren't just mechanics, they were inventors, dreamers, and builders, men who helped Henry Ford rise, only to be betrayed by the very empire they helped create. But beyond their success lay a heartbreaking end, a story of loyalty, betrayal, and loss. This is the tragic story of the Dodge brothers, the forgotten giants of American automotive history. Our story begins in Niles, Michigan in the mid-1800s. John Francis Dodge, born in 1864, and his younger brother, Horace Elgin Dodge, born in 1868, were raised in a working-class family. Their father, Daniel Dodge, was a machinist, and his influence sparked their lifelong fascination with mechanics and metal. The Dodge boys were not born into privilege. They didn't have wealth, connections, or fame. What they had were calloused hands, sharp minds, and a relentless drive to build something extraordinary. From a young age, both brothers were obsessed with machines, tinkering with bicycles, engines, and anything that moved. Horace, in particular, had a brilliant engineering mind. He could disassemble an engine and put it back together blindfolded. John, on the other hand, had a business sense that complemented his brother's technical genius. They were a perfect team, one brain, one engine. By the late 1890s, bicycles were the hottest trend in America. Seeing an opportunity, the Dodge brothers moved to Detroit, then a growing industrial city, and opened their own shop, Evans and Dodge Bicycle Company. They designed and manufactured precision bicycle parts that were more durable and efficient than others in the market. Their reputation grew quickly, and soon the brothers' small workshop became known for its engineering excellence. But the Dodge brothers were never satisfied with just bicycles. They had bigger dreams, dreams made of engines, steel, and horsepower. At the turn of the 20th century, a new invention was capturing the world's imagination: the automobile. The Dodges, with their mechanical expertise, saw the future coming. They sold their bicycle business and opened a machine shop in Detroit in 1900, manufacturing automotive components, engines, transmissions, and axles. Their timing couldn't have been more perfect. Detroit was about to explode into the automotive capital of the world, and soon one man came knocking on their door: Henry Ford. In 1903, Henry Ford was just another struggling inventor with a dream of building cars for the masses. But he lacked reliable parts and a strong manufacturing partner. The Dodge brothers stepped in, and everything changed. John and Horace Dodge became major suppliers of engines and mechanical parts for Ford's new company. In fact, without the Dodge brothers' precision engineering, Ford might never have succeeded. But their involvement went deeper than that. When Ford needed money to start his company, it was the Dodge brothers who invested $10,000, a huge sum at the time, in exchange for 10 of Ford Motor Company. That investment would soon make them millionaires. Their parts powered Ford's most iconic early model, the Model T, which would revolutionize transportation forever. Yet, as Ford's fame grew, the Dodge brothers remained in the shadows. They were the silent force behind his success, the unsung engineers of the automobile revolution. By 1913, the Dodge brothers' business was booming. Their factory supplied thousands of engines and parts to Ford. But cracks began to form in their relationship with Henry Ford. Ford, a man with an ego as big as his ambition, started seeing the brothers as competitors rather than partners. He resented the fact that they were becoming wealthy off his company's success, and he despised that they were planning to build their own car. Tensions escalated when Ford abruptly decided to stop paying dividends to shareholders, including the Dodges, in an attempt to starve them out. John Dodge once said bitterly, "Henry Ford is an engineer, but Horace and I are machinists. Without us, he'd still be on a farm." The friendship that once built an empire was now turning into rivalry. In 1914, the Dodge brothers decided to take a bold leap. They would no longer build parts for others. They would build their own car. And so the Dodge Brothers Motor Company was born. Their first model, the Dodge Model 30, was a masterpiece. Durable, powerful, and built with quality that outshined Ford's Model T. Unlike Ford's cheap tin cars, the Dodge had a steel body, electric starter, and reliable performance. It was marketed as the car for those who wanted more than just transportation. It was a car for those who valued craftsmanship and pride. The slogan said it all: dependable Dodge. Within a year, Dodge became America's fourth largest automaker, right behind Ford, Chevrolet, and Buick. The brothers had proven their genius once again, this time under their own name. By the late 1910s, the Dodge Brothers Motor Company was a powerhouse. Their factory employed over 20,000 workers, producing hundreds of cars a day. Their cars were rugged, reliable, and respected, loved by farmers, soldiers, and businessmen alike. During World War I, Dodge supplied vehicles to the U.S. military, cementing their reputation for strength and dependability. John and Horace became multi-millionaires, living proof of the American dream. Two poor boys from Michigan who had built an empire of steel and innovation. But as with many great stories, success came with a shadow. In January 1920, tragedy struck. The Dodge brothers attended the New York Auto Show, where they were celebrated as industry leaders. But during the event, both brothers fell seriously ill. At first, it seemed like a common cold, but within days it worsened. The influenza epidemic that had ravaged the world after World War I was still lingering. John Dodge died first on January 14, 1920, at just 55 years old. His brother Horace, heartbroken and weakened by grief and illness, followed less than a year later, on December 10, 1920. The brothers who had built everything together, lived, worked, and dreamed side by side, died within months of each other. Their deaths marked the end of an era. After their passing, the Dodge empire began to drift. Their widows inherited the company, but neither had the technical knowledge or business passion of their late husbands. In 1925, the widows sold Dodge Brothers Motor Company to Dillon Red & Company for $146 million, one of the largest industrial transactions in history at the time. A few years later, Dodge was sold again, this time to the Chrysler Corporation, where it became one of its key brands. The Dodge name lived on, but the spirit of John and Horace, the twin forces of invention and grit, slowly faded from memory. Legacy of the Dodge brothers. Today, when you see the Dodge logo, a symbol of strength, speed, and reliability, remember that it was born not from corporate ambition, but from brotherhood. The Dodge brothers were more than engineers. They were dreamers who rose from poverty to shape the very foundations of the American automobile industry. Their work ethic, craftsmanship, and innovation helped transform Detroit into the Motor City. But their story is a tragic reminder that behind every empire lies human struggle, of trust broken, dreams lost, and legacies forgotten. The Dodge brothers never lived to see how far their name would travel. Across highways, racetracks, and generations, they never witnessed the muscle car revolution that Dodge would later lead, with legends like the Charger, Challenger, and Viper carrying their name into the future. But perhaps, wherever they are, John and Horace Dodge know that their legacy still roars, in every engine that bears their emblem, and in every soul that refuses to quit. For theirs was not just a story of cars, it was a story of resilience, brotherhood, and the price of greatness.